Okay, Kurt, over to you. I know you're predicting Haley gets crushed this weekend, but she has vowed to stay in it until the end. What type of showing does she need on Saturday to make that make sense, not only for herself, but the donors who have been backing her?
I mean, I think that as long as she can credibly walk out and say a third of Republican primary voters want someone other than Donald Trump, and that person is me, that's a decent talking point. That's not an insignificant number. It'd be one thing if she was getting 7%, 8%, 9%. But if she's still getting close to a third of the Republican primary electorate, well, that's a large amount of voters, and you can't ignore that. And I think that, if anything, it just shows that while Nikki Haley may have some challenges with Republican primary voters, I don't think that she has challenges with Republican donors. And as long as she is well funded, there's zero incentive for her to walk off the stage no matter what happens in South Carolina, because she's going to have the resources to keep going at least through Super Tuesday. And when you look at the type of tone and tenor that Donald Trump and his allies have directed towards her, that venom, that going after her husband who is serving right now abroad, why would you give that guy an easy win? Why wouldn't you continue to just aggravate him as long as you possibly can?
I talked to Leland Vittert last hour. He said two things into campaign. It's either ego or the funding behind it. Caton, let's talk about CPAC this weekend. It's coinciding with this primary. A lot of focus is going to be on that vice presidential straw poll. Among the names mentioned, you've got Vivek Ramaswamy, Senator Tim Scott. Is there one name that you think rises above the rest of them for Veep to help get any Republican to the White House in November?
You know, certainly Tim Scott's one of our own, but I will tell you that it probably won't matter who the vice president is. And remember, we had a pretty good vice president, a guy named Mike Pence, pretty good vice president. So be careful who takes the call for Donald Trump to be vice president, because you get upside down with him, you see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And
you get the smoke. That's what happens.
It's all about Donald Trump, and I always wonder, Kurt is right on it. I mean, where's the outrage? The outrage for me is I'm the son of a combat soldier who came home with a Nazi bullet in his left leg, went to Korea and got North Korean shrapnel in his right, never took it out, never complained, and I'm still offended by the comment that he's a loser in some way. That right there was making a lot of votes for Nikki Haley until Donald Trump has another trial.
Well, we thank you and your family for their service. That is for sure. Kurt, let me just let you put a bow on this. Is there any VP candidate that could come out of this weekend that Democrats would see as a threat here?
Yeah, I think that Democrats should be concerned about the idea of Senator Tim Scott. One of the core constituencies that have propelled Democrats to victories over the last few years have been that African-American vote. If anyone has a chance to cut into that, it's going to be someone like Senator Tim Scott, who's very much that happy warrior on the campaign trail. And where Trump is so negative and critical and partisan and ugly, Scott kind of offsets that with his demeanor and his calmness and his niceness and his laughter. It's a different type of politician that isn't really what we're associating right now with this version of the Republican Party. This party's very angry. They're very upset. They're very outraged. Scott's the opposite of that. And I think that could play well.